TFLev is brought to you by Flow Charger, maker of reliable, high-quality charging stations for your electric vehicle.
Hey everybody, I am unbelievably excited because it is brand new EV delivery day. We want to appeal to the everyman, so we went out and bought the cheapest new electric car you can buy. And I think you're going to be shocked by just how affordable this electric vehicle could be to you at the end of the day. We're talking like $17,000 when it's all said and done, and we're going to get into all the details, how much we paid, talk about the tax credit. This video is going to be truly awesome. So when we started our quest for an affordable EV, we looked at models like the Hyundai Kona EV. Well, that starts like $33,000 and some change. A new Mini Cooper SE starts in the $34,000 range. Heck, even the Nissan Leaf, which is a very affordable EV, now starts at $28,400. But we wanted the most affordable new electric car you can buy, and I present to you the Chevrolet Bolt. That's right. This car starts at just under $26,000 for a brand new fully electric car, and it has more than 8 miles of range. This car will go, according to the EPA, 259 miles on a single charge. This is a real full-fledged electric car for under $26,000, and that is before the tax credit, which could lower your end-of-the-day cost on this vehicle to about $17,000 depending on where you live, and we're going to get into all the details right now. Now, I'm out here at Foundation Chevrolet. This is not sponsored in any way, but we worked with a gentleman named John, and he was awesome. We ended up paying sticker for this car, and we'll talk about all the nitty-gritty because at TFL we're always very transparent about exactly how much we paid for our vehicles. So let's talk about this car. Now, of course, the Bolt has been around for a number of years now, but for the 2022 model year, it has been largely redone. So it's got a new face, it's got a new interior, it's got a bunch of changes which really improve this car inside and out. Now, of course, the launch of this car got off to a rocky start due to that ginormous battery recall that affected the Bolt, and there was a large stop sale period which ended in April of 2022. Now, the car we bought is a 2022 model year, which is, for all intensive purposes, is that right, Zach? I'm going crazy.
Intents and purposes.
Yeah. Okay, it's the same as a 2023 model year. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Zach. Except for one big change. So for 2023, the Bolt got $5,900 less expensive. And this is where things get interesting. You see, this Chevrolet Bolt, being a 2022 model year, has a total vehicle price of $32,490. But we were given $5,900 cash on the hood. So essentially we got the 2023 model year pricing for a 2022 car, which I'm really happy about because it would suck to pay $32,000 for a car that nowadays would be $26,000. And let's take a look at the sticker. There's only one option on this car, that's the driver confidence package. But what we paid for the vehicle, $32,490 minus $5,900. We did get it at sticker, or $5,900 in this case, under sticker. So that works out to what? $26,500, I believe, $26,490. And that is before the tax credit. Now, of course, the tax credit has been completely revamped starting on January 1st, 2023. And you might notice it's past January 1st, 2023. And this car does qualify for the full $7,500 federal tax credit, at least from now until March. You see, from now until March, the IRS is only looking at where the vehicle was manufactured and not where the minerals in the battery came from. The Bolt is manufactured in Michigan. It qualifies for the tax credit, both 22 and 23 model years, brand new. So if your tax liability is great enough, you would be able to purchase this car for $26,000 and some change, minus $7,500. But that's not all, because we are here in Colorado, and that gives us another $2,000, or would give you another $2,000 back on your tax credit. So all said and done, we're looking at like a $17,000 electric car. Now, of course, you have to have a tax liability great enough. It's not $17,000 out the door here at Chevrolet, but that is nuts. If you are looking for just a super affordable car to run around town in, 259 miles of range in the Chevrolet Bolt for what's essentially $17,000, $18,000, now is the time to buy one. and buy the cheap one like this. Now this is a 1LT, and let's open up the door, Zach, and we'll talk about some of the differences between the 1LT. You can go on the passenger side, Zach. Some of the differences between the 1LT and the 2LT model. So first thing you notice, of course, is that we have the cloth interior in this car. A 2LT would have a more premium seating surface with heated seats. This car also just has a standard plastic steering wheel, no fancy steering wheel. However, apart from these small concessions, this thing is actually incredibly well equipped for a car in the mid $20,000 range. So hop on in, Zach, and we'll go ahead and start her up. So push the start button here, and we'll fire to life. The 10.2-inch screen with standard phone connectivity, right? So we got Apple CarPlay, that kind of thing, Android Auto. And it looks great. Look at the resolution and the clarity on the screen. It's really, really clear and really, really easy to understand. That feeds 6 speakers, and in terms of safety, we're looking at 10 airbags in this car, and the dealer also told us that all recalls on this car are done. So for all of you being like, oh, the battery is not right, this car has had the full battery recall, of course. We're going to go ahead and accept the terms here. All right, check that out. Really impressed with the quality of that screen. Just right off the bat, we'll get our phone all connected. And on top of that screen, you also get an 8-inch driver info screen there in your cluster, which is just fantastic. Now here at Foundation, they charge us up to 222%. And as you can see, Zach, even though this is a 22 model year, it has 3 miles on the clock. And one of the crazy things about this car is it's actually pretty old. Not old as in driven. It's a brand new car. We're the first owners, but this particular one was assembled back in July of 2021. So this car has been sitting around for quite some time, and we'll find out, has all that time had any impact on the battery? I figured it was probably one of those cars that was caught in that stop sale. But anyways, we'll get into all that in a second here. I'm going to remove this floor mat. It's quite nice to keep the floors nice and clean. Now this car, apart from that driver tech package, has no other options. So we don't have the premium wheels. We just have the standard 17-inch silver wheels. We don't have the dual level charging cord. We just have the standard level 1 charging cord. We don't have the illuminated charge flap, nothing like that. This is just going to be your standard Chevrolet Bolt. And initially I am very impressed. Sure, some of the touch points, like the steering wheel, don't feel very high quality, and especially like the door panel is not exactly what I would call a premium looking thing, but you got to figure we're paying economy car levels of pricing for a full EV with a 65 kilowatt hour battery pack. Let's talk about that for a sec. 65 kilowatt hours. A Nissan Leaf, the base one for $28,000, 40 kilowatt hours. The Mini for $34,000 and some change, 32 kilowatt hours, and this thing is 65 for $26,000. Pretty nuts. Other nice thing, automatic climate control. So we may not have heated seats, but we do have a full automatic climate control system, single zone. We have a sport mode down there. We'll be sure to do some drag racing in this puppy. 200 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, park, reverse, neutral drive here. On the console, we have our little electronic parking brake, a couple of cup holders, pretty good sized backup camera. So we don't have a 360-degree camera on this 1LT model. That's probably okay for everyday use. But let me do this, Zach. I'll take the camera. You want to stick on your seatbelt? Yeah. That'd be awesome. And we're gonna go ahead and hit the road and see what this thing is like to drive, because I have driven extensively in the Bolt EUV, which is this car's larger brother. That's the kind of higher riding SUV model, but I haven't driven the newest generation of the standard Bolt EV. Now the Bolt EUV is gonna be a couple $1,000s more expensive than this model, so we're gonna go ahead and select drive. So figure out the door for you if you qualify, $18,000. Is this gonna feel like some cheap little econo box? I'm guessing probably not. Now, first of all, very, very quiet, very smooth power delivery. 200 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque doesn't sound like much, but we're looking at a 0 to 60 time in like the mid 6-second territory, right around 6.5 seconds, which is pretty crazy for what is not supposed to be a performance car. You know, go back to the 1980s, that would have been serious hot hatch territory. And now we're looking at that in a Bolt, in an affordable electric car. So we'll go ahead and give it a squirt. That way it's looking a little snowy. We're gonna go this way. Ready? Okay. Yeah, not bad at all. Now, of course, we do live here in Colorado. This car is front-wheel drive only, as is the EUV version of this car, so there's no way to get all-wheel drive in the Bolt platform, and this also doesn't ride on the newest Ultium platform from General Motors. But that's okay, because we're not looking for the greatest charging tech or the most performance. We're looking for an affordable way to have some fun, and we certainly got a little bit of tire squeal there. Now, some drawbacks with buying a Bolt, well, they don't charge particularly quickly. So when you figure that a lot of new EVs are going to have a peak charge rate of well over 200 kilowatts, the Chevrolet Bolt EV has a max charge rate of about 55 kilowatts. Now, GM says that's good enough to give you 100 miles of range in right about 30 minutes, which is acceptable, but it's not exactly ideal for road trips. This is not a vehicle that I would be eagerly wanting to road trip long distance. We'll do all the charging tests for sure, and we will road trip it because that's what we do. But yeah, I mean, certainly 150, 200 kilowatt worth of charging would be better in the Bolt. However, it does have a super beefy onboard charger. We're talking like 48 amps on level 2, 11.5 kilowatts. So we're like Hummer levels of charging in a Bolt, which is pretty funky. I'll go ahead and make this turn here. I'm really impressed with the initial ride quality. It doesn't feel like an econo box. It doesn't feel like we're being, jostled around too much. It's a pretty smooth ride right off the bat. I'm kind of lost here. We'll take a left. Now, we don't have all the fancy autonomous tech in this car, so I don't think we have adaptive cruise. We do have some safety features such as emergency braking and also blind spot monitoring. Not bad for $26,000. I'll definitely take that. And then because of that $435 safety package, we also have like cross traffic alert. But so far pretty good. The seats feel like a big improvement over the previous generation Bolt. That was one of the big issues with the old Bolt, is they had really bad seats. These new ones, they're not amazing, but they feel okay. What about adjustability here? I have recline, I have up and down, and then I also have, of course, slide back and forth. Looks like we're going to enter a one-way here, Zach, so I'm going to go ahead and flip a U-turn. This is not where we want to be. Can I go this way? Yeah, I can go this way. It's just that road is one way. Oh, we're good. Here, we'll give it another squirt. Hold on. Oh, pretty good. I really like this driver instrument cluster that has the speed. It's got the power. It's got the max and min charge points there. It really looks very, very good. I'm super impressed with this Bolt. For some folks, if you could get this thing out the door when you factor in your taxes, 18 grand? I mean, what else are you going to get for 18 grand? Like a Nissan Versa, right? There's very few cars nowadays you can get under $20,000 period, and this is a full electric with 259 miles of range, which is really good considering my Mini Cooper SE, which was 37 grand, has 114 miles of range, making me feel a little silly for buying that car now. But I think we're stoked. We're going to do the full gamut of things. I want to really get more into range testing and charge testing on this channel starting in this new year. So we're going to be pretty competitive with that, especially on this car, because we want to focus on cars that people can buy today. And I'm stoked about this. Now, out the door cost, right? Before you factor in any tax credits that we might receive, and when you include the taxes we had to pay on buying it, we were $29,000. So $29,250.15 was the exact check we wrote today to Foundation Chevrolet. And we were in and out of there in about an hour, hour and a half. I also want to talk about the dealership experience because, once again, not sponsored. It was a good experience. I believe we found this car on Auto Trader. I think we actually found this car on Auto Tempest, actually. And then we reached out to the dealer. They said it was just about to arrive, and we got this car essentially at MSRP minus that $5,900, right, that Chevrolet had on the hood. But overall, folks, this is going to be a really fun year. We'll go ahead and check out the trunk, Zach, and then I think we'll close this video up. Car arrived in perfect condition. Really no issues that I'm worried about in terms of the paint or the overall look of the car. There you can see our Colorado temp tag. Pop the trunk. So if we look underneath the floor, there is the included level 1 charger. Now you can option this with a level 1 and level 2 charger. This one, like we said, we wanted the affordable one, so it's just level 1. And then what else you could get? You could get all sorts of like premium mats and storage devices and the leather seats and the heated seats and a couple other things, but we wanted the affordable one. That's what we got. Guys, thank you for watching. A lot more Bolt EV coverage coming.
One more quick thing. I didn't believe at first, Tommy, that this really had a build date of July 21. Can we confirm that?
Yeah,
Take a look at that.
let's confirm that it was in fact built in July of 2021. Let's make sure this HD truck doesn't back into us. That'd be bad. Where is the build date? It's gonna be
Right
down
down
here. Yep, 7/21. Look at that. So yeah, look, this car has been on the planet for a year and a half, but we're the first owners, and it's brand new to us. And I don't know. I mean, does sitting, that long with the battery being in whatever condition it was, does that affect the longevity? Well, we'll be sure to let you know. As always, Tommy, behind the camera, producer Zach. As always, we'll see you on the next episode.